Have you ever wondered what happens when a college football team has to evacuate for a hurricane? I got a great story for y'all because I played my college ball at the Citadel, the Military College of South Carolina, located right on the Atlantic Ocean in Charleston, South Carolina. Now, normally, teams aren't in the same path of the same hurricane. Like, think of a couple years ago when Tulane had to evacuate for a hurricane. They just moved a game that was supposed to be in New Orleans to Oklahoma. And basically, the whole thing went off fine. But when Hurricane Florence was coming through in 2018, we were scheduled to play Charleston Southern, which is north of Charleston. Like, it's basically in the same spot. If the hurricane hits the Citadel, it's hitting Charleston Southern as well. So for lack of a better option, we moved the game to the end of the schedule. It was supposed to be like our week 2 game. It got moved back all the way to the end of the season. But that didn't change the fact that we still had a scheduled away game against Elon, which is near Greensboro, North Carolina. And the Citadel had evacuated for the hurricane. Bear in mind, this is 2018, pre-pandemic, pre-Zoom university. So there were no classes and the school just closed down. So we had to find a place to practice for a week before we played Elon. And I kid you not, we spent the week at a Christian summer camp north of Greenville, South Carolina. It was one of the funniest weeks I have ever been a part of. Imagine basically like the camp in Remember the Titans, but with log cabins and like rope swings. And like it was this fully kitted out Christian summer camp for like middle and high school kids that we just descended upon. It was called Camp Bulldog. It was the funniest week possible because there were no classes. So we reverted back to basically a fall camp schedule. And for anyone that played college ball, like imagine getting out of fall camp. You've made it through the 2 days. You've made it through the lift practice meeting, lift practice days. You play a week. You're back on normal schedule. And then they tell you, psych, we're going back to camp for a week. Most people would be like, Jesus Christ, why? And so we would do like our walkthroughs at the camp, and then we would practice when North Greenville University was not using their field. We did a walkthrough at like a high school the Friday before the game, and then drove to Greensboro on Friday to stay at a hotel that we were supposed to stay at for this game against Elon. And I don't know if this could ever happen again because Zoom means that like you can just kind of handle classes virtually if you evacuate for a hurricane and you can't go like right back into camp mode. But pre-pandemic, hurricane evacuations used to be very, very odd if you had to move a game because both teams were in the path of a hurricane.